So hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. So today I'm here at the botanical garden here located here at Kuala Lumpur. So today I'm gonna be making a video talking about all the process that I went through to pass the immigration and to fly out here in Malaysia alone. So anyways, it started at like October 18th. I left the hotel at, I think that was 9 in the morning. My flight leaves at 3 in the afternoon, tell you. And I was just too scared. I'm too nervous to leave the hotel at like, late. So I decided to leave early. So in case something happened at the immigration, I'll be able to process it immediately. And when I got to the airport, it was already 10 something, and they actually told me, this luggage personnel told me that it will open, the check-in counter will open at 10:30 near 11. So I waited there just hoping and praying that things will go quickly, like it'll be smooth without anything bad or me being offloaded and not getting the airplane or something like that and not being here in Malaysia. So I really prayed hard. I was just too nervous, and I still remember the feelings I have because I still can't believe that I am here in Malaysia experiencing and exploring the place that I wanted to visit alone. And this takes so much courage in me to just roam around and exploring the place, because I've had a lot of experience here in Malaysia. Just the first day, bad experience actually. So I went through the check-in counter. I was the first one, and I checked in, got my ticket, and then afterwards I went straight up to the immigration. First there's this immigration lady, and I gave her everything. I gave her the documents, the ticket, the these other documents that I need to pass, like the affidavit of support, the bank statement, bank certificate. I gotta give that to the immigration lady. And then she asked me how long will I stay here, what day do I depart from Malaysia to Cebu, and then who's gonna sponsor my trip. Is it my first time, or have I ever been to the other place, like outside the Philippines? And I answered that correctly. I answered that honestly. And then she got this paper, white paper, and then she put all these things like her remarks. She put it there for questioning, and that right there scares me. I was like, oh frick, I'm not gonna be able to do it. But I still keep my positive vibe, my positive hope that okay, everything's gonna go smoothly. So after that, she told me to go to another immigration lady for my questioning. And then she said, well, because it's your first time and I don't want things to happen while you're in Malaysia, in case I will allow you to depart. So I want you to go to this other immigration lady to answer her questions and give other supporting documents that she needs. So I went there. I was waiting my time to be interviewed. But the thing is, there's these 4 guys. I think they're going to Thailand, and one guy lied that they know each other. So he got offloaded and he wasn't allowed to depart, and that scares me. And then all these 3 friends of his followed as well. They got offloaded. This one guy got a very strong negative vibe, and he was like, nah, why is this, why is that? And I could hear them talking, and that scares me a lot as well. Got so nervous, and because I don't know what's gonna happen, because I'm gonna be the one next in line to be interviewed. But still, you know, I keep on saying that, oh, I really hope and pray that I'll get in. So after that, after they got offloaded, the lady called in. It was my time to be interviewed, and then I gave her all the supporting documents. I gave her the bank statement, bank certificate. I gave her the affidavit of support, my YouTube thing. I showed it to her. I also showed her that I am fully capable of financing myself while being here in Malaysia for 6 days. So she asked me, okay, who's supporting you, what year are you in, what you know, who's gonna be with me if I'm alone, and am I preparing myself for all of the trip, the documents, the finances. So I answered that truthfully and honestly. She was just laughing with me. She was joking. She was like, oh, you're gonna go there? What about what are you gonna do there? Like, oh, I'm gonna explore Chinatown. I'm gonna go to another botanical garden. Just, you know, sightseeing as well, and eating lots of food. And she's like, oh, you're a foodie, right? I said, yeah, I am. And she's like, okay, well, I have to clear your name first so you can depart. So right there, she put her marks, and I look at her this paper where a checkbox says allow, and she checked it, and I was so ecstatic inside. I wanted to jump. I wanted to like shout. I was like oh, I was gonna do that, but you know, I'm inside the immigration office, and there's no phone allowed, so I can call anybody. I can't text my family that, oh, I got in. I can't text like that, because they're gonna be so mad at you, like, oh, no phone allowed, this and that. So I was just holding in all my emotions, and right after that, I went through this another immigration lady to check everything, gave her my passport and my boarding pass, and then she said, give that to the immigration lady that you just went through, and come back here, because you are now going through security, final security check. So right there, I was relieved. Like, it's like there's a needle coming out of my heart, you know what I mean? So I was so relieved. I feel so happy inside. And right after that, you know, the immigration last security check, I went through the like, I would say, stalls. I went through all that, and I saw this stall, and they actually asked me like, oh, you look so young to be traveling, like, are you gonna be with somebody? I said, no, I'm traveling alone. She's like, oh, you have a lot of courage in you to travel alone. I mean, you look so young. And are you in college or in high school? I was like, I'm in college. And she's like, oh, okay, because you don't look like a college student, you look like a high school student. I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. But anyways, despite all that, I was waiting to be checked in, to be boarded. So I waited there for an hour and a half. I was just sitting there, you know, taking photos and just relaxing, celebrating, eating this fries. No, I think that was a potato wedges and chicken nuggets, and I had a coffee. So after that, I got boarded, and then I went through the like, I think it was a 3 hours of flying. Yes, it was a 3 hours of flying. And right when I was in the plane, I was so glad, because I was just sitting next to the window so I could see outside. And it was a nice experience to be sitting in the plane for 3 hours. And after that, I was like, the layover place was Singapore, and it was quite funny and quite nervous wracking as well, because my boarding time is at 16:45. I still remember the time. And the layover time or the arrival time from Cebu to Singapore is 16:30. And then when I got out of the airplane, I was asking the security personnel, and I was filming a bit, but while I was looking through the directory board or something, I was surprised to see how long or how far the zone is, because I'm at zone 3 or terminal 3, and the terminal 3 was so far away from where the plane was landing. So I was running and I forgot to film. I was running and just really looking at the terminal because it's also new to me, and it's new to me having a layover for just a few minutes and changing planes. It was so stressful, and I was so hungry as well. I was so thirsty. So when I got into the zone or the terminal, I got in, and then there's this one security personnel asked me, you know, if I have water inside of my bags, which I didn't understand because he was speaking in his language. I was like, huh? I'm sorry, sir, but I don't quite understand you. And so there's this one lady, I think she's from Singapore. She said, well, do you have water in your bag or any other stuff? I said, oh no. And then she explained to the security guard that I am a Filipino and they're talking in Singaporean language or something like that. She didn't understand. They were laughing, so I didn't mind that as well because she helped me. And then after that, I got in the plane. It's just an hour flight from the Singapore airline to Kuala Lumpur. And when I got to Kuala Lumpur, this is where everything sinks in. You know why? Because I just realized that I spent 4,000 pesos for my luggage counter, and the money I have left in my pocket is 3,000 and something. So I need to get a SIM card to be able to contact the hotel, and for me to be able to book a Grab from the airport to the hotel. But I asked if they would receive or they would allow card, but they said they don't, which I was like, oh please, and they're like, no ma'am, we don't do card but just cash. So I really tried my best to look around, and I did try the ATM machines there, but it's not working. And now another problem sinks in. I still have to go to the immigration at the Malaysian embassy, or I don't know, immigration office at the Malaysian airport, for me to be able to have an entry pass. So I went there, and I was so glad. They just asked a few questions like, how long will I depart? Am I alone here? And who's gonna be funding my trip? So I gave him everything and the place for my hotel, and that's the time that I got stumped at the Malaysian embassy or Malaysian immigration. I kept saying embassy, but yeah. And it's my first stamp actually on the passport, and I was just too happy. And after that, I went through the luggage to get my luggage, and then I ran into the this place where they exchange money. So I exchanged it there, and I was just like looking at the money. I got like 200 something Malaysian ringgit, or yeah. And I was booking a Grab. I was like happy because they have a Wi-Fi, but the thing is it only connects to a certain area at the airport. So I was booking a Grab, but that cost like 105 RM, and the money I have is 200 something. So I was like, yeah, it's perfectly fine. And then when I got out, there's no more Wi-Fi, so how will I call the Grab driver, right? So I canceled that one. That was so silly of me. And then there's this one guy got in. He says, ma'am, taxi. And I was like really in need of taxi to go to the hotel. And I said, yeah, sure, but how much? That was so wrong of me to ask. I should have said okay, because I already know the price of the taxi. That's where it gets scammed. And he says, oh, it's just 200 for premium. I said, 200 for premium? And he says, yeah. And I actually saw in there 200 something for premium, but I said, what? But your car is not premium, right? Your taxi is not premium. I said, oh, it's premium. I said, weird, but okay. So I got in there and went through all these roads. I was mesmerized by the road as well, actually. And then after that, I got into the hotel, and that's where everything fucks up again, because I remembered I don't have the key card and I don't have the password of the key, because you can see how the lock is at the door. You gotta have a password to be able to enter the place. And I feel like a little fool in there, a little stupid, because I entered the elevator. I didn't know that you gotta use the key card to scan it, and that's the time where you can press the elevator number. And when there's these Korean people, they got into the elevator, they didn't really said something about it. I got in there knowing that, you know, I can just press the elevator number, but I was surprised to see how it rejected, and it keeps coming up and down. And I was actually gonna cry that time, because I feel so stupid, and there's not a lot of people. They just look at me, all these tourist people, they look at me like I'm a lost child or something with the luggage, a big luggage with me. And so there's this one family who helped me, and then she said, just press the ground floor and you'll be back at the ground floor. So I pressed that, and I was surprised. I was back at the ground floor, and I was sitting there with my eyes in tears, crying, and I called Paul to help me. So I got in, and I tried several times on the password as well, at the lock, because the door isn't really opening. And it was a very stupid move, because I didn't really read it all. I wasn't reading the manual. So that was the time I got in, and everything is just spinning around. Like, I couldn't find the key for the controller for the aircon because it was so hot. I couldn't find the light switch because they have different switch. So that was because of all the jet lag. So yeah, that was all the ordeal that I went through from the immigration down to here, the hotel. So it was really stressful in the beginning, because I had all my mistakes that I need to remember next time I travel alone. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy listening to my rant. It's a very long rant actually, and thank you to all of you who subscribe to my channel, and I'm hoping to upload more videos after this, because I'm too tired actually. And I will just enjoy the garden that I'm in, the botanical garden. I actually saw monkeys over there playing. I'm just enjoying the nature, and then I will go back to the hotel later today, and maybe I'll go directly and have dinner. So thank you all to each and every one of you. I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.